I'm continuing to work on websites and continuing to work on this stuff. And here's one that I'm building for someone. Um, it's kind of a mess at the moment, but I'm using a chart, a React chart, React recharts to build charts here. And the idea is that this is about game data for NFL teams in the US here. Users are able to click on this is the what do they call it? The possession team, and that's the away team over there, the defense team, and they're just able to use the buttons on the top and on the sides to find data that will help them make an educated guess on what's going to happen. So I guess if Cincinnati plays against Baltimore, for example, here are recent scores in the past, and it just allows them. So whatever the data means, I don't fully understand, and I don't really care what the data means. It's really just all about getting getting a React app to fetch the data every time someone clicks on a button. These buttons are actual links that updates the URL up here, and the parameters inside of the URL give me the pieces of information that I need to create a query for the to call to Supabase. Um, what's cool is I just learned this. What's cool is that um, since so I'm working on the data. I don't want to push thousands of calls to the client server. So I learned last week how to create a local instance of the data of the database. So here's a local instance of my Supabase project, and my local version of the app is relying on that data right here. So it's a Docker container, which I've never used Docker before, but it's a Docker container that I start up and start down, and or spin down. And this allows me to make lots of calls without affecting the actual database. And then if I make any changes inside of the database, I can push those up to the server, the hosted version of the Supabase project. So that's been a heck of a lot of fun to figure this out. And then, of course, to build a query, I think here's my query. So my query starts off with just the regular, here's the table, the table that I'm wanting, I want to select it all. And I hard coded regular season type. But then if they start adding um, parameters on, then I'm going to start building more query. I'm going to start building a query that just adds um, more parameters to the SQL call. So that's been a lot of fun to try to figure this out. Got a long ways to go, but we're gonna have a lot more factors up here like weather, like time of day, like day of the week, like whether the turf was grass or artificial, whatever the case may be. So this is what I focused on a lot this week. But I love the feel of this, just the smoothness of it. It's actually fetching the data every time I press a button, and then the charts are re-rendering themselves in a pretty smooth way, I would say. So